Vidyadhar Suraj Prasad Naipaul, known as V.S. Naipaul, was a Trinidadian British writer celebrated for his novels and travel books. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2001 for his sharp exploration of human struggles in a changing world. His works often focus on themes like colonialism, identity, and displacement, written in clear, direct language. Naipaul was born on August 17, 1932, in Chaguanas, Trinidad, into a family of Indian origin. His grandparents had moved to Trinidad from India as indentured laborers, workers brought under contract during British colonial rule. His father, C. Prasad Naipaul, was a journalist and aspiring writer whose struggles deeply influenced young Naipaul. The family later moved to Trinidad's capital, Port of Spain, where financial difficulties and his father's unfulfilled writing dreams marked Naipaul's childhood. When Naipaul was 18, his father died, leaving a lasting emotional impact. Naipaul excelled in school and won a scholarship to study in England. In 1950, he moved to Oxford University to study English literature. Life in England was lonely and challenging. He fell out of place, battling depression and uncertainty about his future. During this time, he met Patricia Hale, a fellow student whom he married in 1955. Their relationship provided stability, though it later faced strains due to Naipaul's personal choices. After graduating, Naipaul worked odd jobs and wrote for the BBC's Caribbean Voices program. His first novel, The Mystic Monsieur, published in 1957, humorously portrays Trinidadian society through a struggling writer turned politician. Though successful, it was his third novel, A House for Mr. Biswas, published in 1961, that made him famous. Based loosely on his father's life, it tells the story of Mohan Biswas, a man fighting for independence and a home of his own in colonial Trinidad. This novel, rich in detail and emotion, is considered a masterpiece of 20th century literature. Naipaul's career spanned over 50 years, blending fiction and non-fiction. A House for Mr. Biswas, published in 1961, is a tragic comic tale of one man's quest for dignity and identity. In a Free State, published in 1971, won the Booker Prize. This includes stories and a novella about characters adrift in post colonial Africa and America, exploring themes of freedom and belonging. A Bend in the River, published in 1979, is set in an African town after independence. It follows Salim, a shopkeeper, navigating chaos and decay. Often compared to Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness, it is a powerful look at political turmoil. The Enigma of Arrival, published in 1987, is a semi autobiographical novel about a writer adapting to life in rural England, reflecting on change and mortality. Naipaul's travel writings, like An Area of Darkness, published in 1964, is a critical view of India, and Among the Believers, published in 1981, and Beyond Belief, published in 1998, examine Islamic societies and spark debate for their bold critique. Naipaul's works often mirror his own experiences of displacement. He wrote about people caught between old traditions and new worlds, especially after colonialism. His characters frequently grapple with loneliness, failure, and the search for meaning. Naipaul's writing style was precise and vivid, yet critics sometimes found it cold or harsh. He blended factual observation with storytelling, making his non-fiction read like novels and his fiction feel deeply real. Naipaul was known for his blunt opinions. He criticized former colonies for blaming colonialism without addressing their own flaws. His remarks about Africa, India, and Islam offended many. For example, he called Africa a continent of the grotesque and dismissed Indian politicians as clowns. His personal life also drew scrutiny. Despite his long marriage to Patricia, he had a public affair with journalist Margaret Murray in the 1970s. Patricia supported him until her death in 1996. He married Margaret shortly after. Naipaul continued writing into his later years. Half a Life, published in 2001, and Magic Seeds, published in 2004, explored themes of rootlessness and idealism. He received a knighthood in 1990 and the Nobel Prize in 2001. Praised for merging perceptive narrative and honest observation, he died peacefully in London on August 11, 2018, at the age of 85. Naipaul remains a towering figure in literature, admired for his insight into post colonial societies and his masterful storytelling. His legacy is mixed. While some praise his courage to expose uncomfortable truths, others see his views as overly negative or biased. Regardless, his works like A House for Mr. Biswas and A Bend in the River are timeless studies of human resilience and cultural clash.